What up, y'all? Y'all know what it is, man. Your boy TrendsetterSense. Of course, this is Chosen Journey, man. I got my brother in the building, man. He pulled up. You know how this dude does, man. He's always all over the world, all over the country. Yeah. You know, man, he got a powerful message, man. God-fearing. He's a man. He's the kingdom. He's a warrior, a teacher, you know, and, you know, a fearless brother, man. And my man pulled up, you know, right here. Dee-1, what's up, brother?
What's up, baby? I appreciate the invite, bro.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Had to get you on, man. You see what it is. We here, Hip Hop Nation, man, SiriusXM. And, you know, you were one of the first people to reach out to me when the brand, you know, started taking off, man. And you called and was showing love. And, you reached out your olive branch and was like, bro, let's connect. I got you.
Absolutely.
And I was like, man, you know, we here. And I was like, it's about time to bring my brother back, man.
Nah, bro, I'm so proud to see you taking things from local to national to global. You heard me? Like, this is amazing because I know that we teammates on this journey.
Yes, sir.
Because we both serving a God that's bigger than either of us individually. So I'm just like, yo, my teammate is winning and doing his thing. Like, I'm ecstatic to see that.
Man, that means a lot, bro, man. Yeah. Let's dive straight into it, man. Like, you talked to, like, you even that word right there might be like being a teammate, you know, collaborating. Why is there times where we feel like, especially in the culture of hip hop, it's so individualized, man? Like, what's Dee-1's take on that?
Yeah, I don't think that hip hop is meant to be a sport. People say, oh, rap is a sport. The competition is at the root of it. No, it's not. Stop lying. You sound crazy. Rap is art. Art is not something where my art is better than your art. No, my art is my self-expression. You feel me?
Yeah.
My art is to push out the purpose that I'm here to be at the forefront of, you know, being a champion of. That's what that is, bro. The competition part and the part about people saying, well, that's at the core of what hip-hop is. That's when people want to turn hip-hop into something that can be commercialized and something that can say, oh, now there's these tiers and these classes in hip-hop to say, I'm better than you. The truth is, bro, unless you are saying you want to be a battle rapper, right, which is a subgenre inside of hip-hop, unless you're saying that, bro, somebody might think that I'm a better rapper than you, but the next person might think that you're a better rapper than me. So there's no consensus when it comes to this stuff. You know, when it comes to an actual sport like boxing, like wrestling, it's very clear at the end of the day who the winner, who the victor is, right? When it comes to fans, it's just like with Jesus, though, man. The fans a lot of times be the people who are the loudest, and they're the crowd that is saying, yeah, like, we want to see him crucified. We want to see this person killed. We want to see this. And they're just loud, and they're operating under this premise of groupthink, you know what I mean? So the energy that they are coming with, it's not even rooted in anything that's substantial. They're just wanting to see a show and be entertained. And I'm not really for that, bro. So the whole individualism piece inside of hip-hop, I think the thing that you hear a lot of rappers talk about that we experience the most is haters, right? And the thing about haters is, haters can be a good thing, but what are they hating you for, right? If they're hating you because they love another artist more and they feel like you're that artist's op, you know, you're that artist's enemy, then I don't think that's like a worthwhile hater to have. But if they're hating you because you're representing the word of God and because you're trying to make this world a better place and people are still persecuting you and chastising you because of that, then that's good hatred to have, because it says that in the word, to rejoice if you get persecuted or if you get hated on because you're doing the work of the Father. So that's just the mindset I come into the game with, and that automatically pisses some fans off and makes some executives mad because they feel like, dang, this dude has found a way to exist in this game, to be successful and thrive in this game, but to not get caught in the petty mindset that we try to minimize artists to and reduce artists to, which is, don't work with him, don't be happy for her, because that's your competition. that's really not my competition. You either doing God's work with me, so we teammates, or you're not doing God's work. So now I still love you. I got to love on you extra much now because now I'm put here to help reach you. And some people, they need tough love. So you got to be upfront with them and tell them like, hey, what you're doing is counterproductive to what we trying to do down here, which is make this world better. You feel me?
Dee-1 is here, man. You see it, Chosen Journey, man. And, you know, you're always on the move. You're always pouring in. You're always thriving on the message being delivered of the kingdom, man. Like, I want to ask you, man, like, how does Dee-1 fill up his tank? How do you keep your tank on full so you have the energy to constantly deliver, man?
Yeah, so I do a few things. One is I host a Bible study, right? Hosting a Bible study, I do it online every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel, right? That's youtube.com/Dee-1music, D-E-E, the number 1 music. Brother, that has been so amazing because it requires me to stay in the Word. Because I got to stay in the Word if I'm teaching the Word to others, right? And by being in the Word so consistently, being in the Bible, it makes it to where it's literally the title of the Bible study is The Word versus the World. Because I recognize that I'm a different version of myself when I'm in the Word as opposed to when I'm in the world. And I'm a beast when I'm in that Word because I'm taking my life experiences, I'm coupling that with what the Word is saying about how to process those life experiences. And then I'm teaching that to an audience that God has gifted me with. Man, that right there, that is an adrenaline rush like nothing else I've ever experienced. Because when you're doing work in the world, it's activity and you're active and you feel motion, right? And that feels good, but even that motion has a limitation to it, to where people end up feeling like I'm in motion, but it feels like it's a hamster wheel type of motion.
Right.
Because I'm just going around in circles because I'm not really making progress to where I'm going deeper into who God has called me to be or deeper into pouring into the lives of people that God has entrusted me with. All you doing is staying active and getting one type of positive outcome, which is money. So that's why you hear money emphasized by so many people, because that's the only positive outcome that they're seeing from the work that they're doing. I'm seeing real life transformations with me pouring into my audience. I'm seeing money as well, but I'm also seeing people who are saying, whoa, I went from not being a believer in God to now being an avid follower of Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? This is hitting different, bro. So it's like stimulation on different levels. I got the bag, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting that. But at the same time, I'm getting a different type of bag, which is BAG, building a generation. You feel me?
Yeah.
That right there, man, that stuff is powerful, bro. And it makes it to where you enjoy even the challenges that come from the work you're doing.
Okay.
So the challenges that come from it, this stuff doesn't deter me, man. These challenges rile me up. You done seen people publicly confront me before and publicly.
That was going to be like my next question.
Buck back against what it is I'm doing. And it happens all the time on social media. I'm probably one of the most polarizing, positive, people or God-fearing people on the internet, and it's only because my spirit irritates a lot of people's demons. So when I see that happen, it doesn't make me say, man, I need to chill out. It makes me say, man, I need to keep going, but I also need to find a way to turn this into a teachable moment, because right now on the internet, it's me versus this person in my comment section, but there's thousands of people who are on the sidelines observing.
Right.
So when I can turn this into a teachable moment, this person is going to feel the love coming from me, right? Even if they don't like what I'm saying, they can't deny it. You heard me? So they feel the love coming from me. But the thousands of people that are observing this interaction, they are being taught. And hopefully they're being taught an example of how Christ would handle these situations. Because I always say, it's funny when I was checking in, the woman at the front desk was like, I like your watch. It's funny. People always compliment what's on my right wrist, but I rarely hear them compliment what's on my left wrist, which is that "What would Jesus do" bracelet. You feel me?
Yeah.
They're more attracted to what they see. They see the gold and they see the big face and they're like, ooh. But I'm really attracted to what's on my left wrist, man, because this is a constant, humble, subtle reminder that there's a way that David would handle these situations, and there's a way Jesus would handle these situations. And this bracelet reminds me, well, what would Jesus do right now? And the goal is for me to do what Jesus would do.
Wow. Love it, man. You see it. My brother Dee-1's in the building, man. You've been dropping a lot of music recently. You got a lot of collaborations. You a star, Russell, man.
Yeah.
Talk about it, man. How this collaboration came together. I saw y'all having a conversation together, man. Just talk about, everything that developed behind that.
Yeah, so me and Russell are two artists who are clearly in this game to shake the game up, you know what I mean? And show the game something that it hasn't seen much of in the past, which is authenticity on an independent level and a freedom of speech that literally comes along with saying, I don't have to conform to the traditional identity of what a rapper looks like or sounds like, right? So me being from New Orleans, like New Orleans ain't really seen a Dee-1 before Dee-1. That's why my name is Dee-1. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, because I'm the one that was chosen to have this real specific special anointing. So I linked up with Russell. He from the Bay Area, and our energies just match. So I knew that doing music would be easy. So first song we did together was a remix of my joint, You a Star. So I just put that out, and people loving it. You know what I mean? It's just, some stuff is just super easy. We did more songs together that we haven't even dropped yet. This stuff was just flowing like the Nile River. You heard me? Like, it ain't even difficult, man. With other artists, it's sad to say this, but with other artists, even some artists who are claiming to be, Christian artists, I don't really put no label on what type of artist I am. I just tell people I'm a purpose-driven rapper, you know, because every song has a purpose. That song might have a different purpose than this next song has, but they all have a purpose, right? That's rooted in my faith in God, right? But some people, man, there's just a different spirit that they come with, and they think that because, like, oh, well, you a Christian and I'm a Christian, so, we can put that other stuff, put them differences to the side. Saying that you're a Christian isn't an excuse for having corrupt character. You feel me? So it makes it to where my metric when it comes to who I want to collab with isn't based on are you Christian or are you not Christian. It's based on the authenticity of the connection that we have, and it's based on what we are actually seeking to do with this particular song, right? That's something to where, once again, I see some people, and I've been doing this my whole career, honestly, since like the early 2010s, collaborating with artists that some people would say, oh, we expected him to collaborate with this type of artist. I collaborate with like a Killer Mike or something. Or we kind of expect that. But then I collaborate with like a Juvenile, Manny Fresh, or Kevin Gates. And they're like, whoa, we didn't expect that. Whoa. It's like, why would you not expect that? And it's like, break it down. Or would you not expect that because that person doesn't overtly hold this flag and say, oh, I'm a Christian, so because they don't do that, does that mean that I shouldn't collaborate with them?
Right.
A lot of times I might have more in common with certain artists that I collab with who aren't holding this flag of saying they're Christian than artists who are just holding the flag saying I'm Christian, but then character-wise, it's like, brother, we just don't, we don't match. You feel me? And I'm still rooting for you.
Right.
Because you're saying you're serving the same God as me, but we just not matching character-wise.
Wow.
And for some people, bro, like I said, whatever floats people's boat, you heard me? I'm just like, all right, I'm just here to help you not sink. You heard me? But if that's what floats your boat, do it. But I see right now a lot of people, some people wanted to be Christian rappers, then they stopped wanting to be Christian rappers for a while. Now they back to wanting to be Christian rappers. You feel me? And I see that stuff, and I'm just like, oh, poor baby.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
it's like they using the term Christian in front of their name when it's convenient and when they feel like it's good for their brand. But then when they feel like it's not good for their brand, and they feel like, oh, this might be holding me back, or this might be putting me in a box or with a ceiling. Nah, I ain't no Christian this, I ain't no Christian that. But then people come right back to embracing the Christian title. And I see that type of stuff, and I'm just like, people ain't dumb. You heard me? Some people are dumb. Some people are naive, and they don't know this stuff. You heard me? But I'm very perceptive. You heard me? I'm from New Orleans. I promise you, we notice everything. And then I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never have. I'm always in my right mind. A leader got to stay up on his toes. You heard me? Man, and I just be peeping that stuff. And I'm like, all right, some people using the term Christian as a marketing tactic to help them get where they're trying to go. And if that's what they are on, then my thing is, all right, cool. I hope that you're working on your character as much as you're working on your marketing tactics.
Wow.
You feel me? That's all. Because it's not a bad thing if people are saying, yeah, I'd rather do Christian music, or I'd rather, be on some positive stuff than on some ratchet, murderous, drill, trap stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's way better if people are like, nah, I'm on some godly stuff. That's a good thing. But then when we catch people's attention and when people get attracted to our gift, or when our marketing tactic has successfully worked and drawn people in, nowadays people want to know, so what's behind that? You know what I'm saying? What's behind that? And hopefully what they see is, yo, these are people who have surrendered their lives to the God that they claiming that they serve. That's all, bro. It's just very easy for fame to become an idol for people, man. And on the internet, I feel like it's a bunch of ants all day, every day, all looking for like some validation. Like we all post stuff because we want attention from the fans, myself included. We wouldn't even post anything if we weren't looking for attention to be reciprocated. Like, hey, I'm giving y'all content. In turn, give me attention.
Right.
Give me sales. Give me followers. Give me comments. Right. That being said, I pray that everyone is also like asking God to make it to where we, myself included, don't become addicted to that attention, and that we know what to do with that attention, which is to always ultimately throw the alley-oop to God, because that's who deserves the attention and that's who deserves the followers. But just making sure that a lot of us don't get lost in translation. Sometimes you order a package, right? And you successfully ordered that package. You did your part, but then the package never quite made it to you. And it's like, wait, I ordered it, I paid for it, but it got lost in transit, right? And I feel like that's how a lot of our messages are that God has put inside of us. God just called us to deliver the message. But at the end of the day, that message is getting lost in transit because we get so full of ourselves. The person that is called to deliver the message, we get so full of ourselves that we don't even successfully deliver the message that God put inside of us to deliver to the person who needs it. You heard me? They got people that need these messages. That been ordered. You heard me? That's been ordered. But dang, man, that mug got lost in transit because we're so full of ourselves. And we wanted people to be more focused on the messenger than the message. Like, I'm the messenger. Follow me. Man, it ain't even about you. You heard me? It's about that message that God put in you to deliver.
Wow.
And I done had packages lost in transit before. And I be drove. You heard me? I be mad. I'm like, man, I paid for this. Like, what's up? Like, I know y'all got it. Like, y'all told me it left the facility. It's on the way.
Yeah.
So why it didn't make it all the way here?
Yeah.
Oh, man, because, the delivery driver, like, he just went whoop-de-whoop. He had to go pass by this girl, and then he went and got him some a little smoothie, and then he got tired. He might have went back. Man, that dude might have quit. Who knows what happened? But he got distracted. Because he got distracted, I didn't get the message that was meant for me. I didn't get the package that was meant for me. It got lost in transit.
Wow. Dee-1.
Man.
Listen. It's Black Music Month.
Yeah.
What you got over there next to you?
Man, it's Black Music Month, brother, and I feel like it's time to officially boycott murder music. Music that's glorifying murder. It's no better time than now to say it's time to boycott this music. And what I mean is this. We are currently seeing that a lot of people are boycotting Target, right? Because they say Target has Target is opposed to DEI policies. So I think that we should boycott murder music that's glorifying murder, because that music puts a target on our back and causes us to DIE. You heard me? So with that being said, symbolically, man, I look at all the elements of murder music, right? And I think it's time to bury all these things. So the microphones that so many talented artists use to create this music And some of the music isn't glorifying murder, but the music that is glorifying, like killing your own, you know what I'm saying? Killing your own fellow human beings. We need to bury that, man. The headphones that oftentimes symbolically get used to listen to, consume this murder music, and make sure that we are memorizing this murder music and it gets stuck inside of our brains. We need to bury that, man. Like, and whether you streaming or whether you got hard copies, the actual music itself, you know, this product that we so attached to, that we got nostalgia with, that we think back like, man, this has brought me so many memories in my life. Man, we need to take all this and boycott this. So my challenge to everybody is to, starting this month, and we're going to keep this thing going, but starting this month is to say, I am vowing to no longer create murder music, right? Consume murder music, or help to spread and promote murder music, right? And that is something that I think we have to understand. If we truly believe that it's life and death in the power of the tongue, that's Proverbs 18:21. If we truly believe that, then there's no place for music that is glorifying killing your fellow man or woman or child. You feel me? So that's my challenge to the whole hip hop industry, is to start this murder music boycott. And this is something to where I've been started this initiative called the Platinum Pledge, which asks people, yo, if you opposed to music that's glorifying murder and things like drug use, drug dealing, disrespecting women, to sign this Platinum Pledge, you know what I mean? So now I'm just taking it to another level and calling for a formal boycott. And I need everybody to get on board with this.
So that's not purchasing.
Not
that's
purchasing.
Not listening.
That's
to. Not actively engaging. That's not
sharing. Not resharing it. Nope. Not giving extra attention to it. You know what I mean? And if you do engage with it, like if you see posts on social media, then we need to have the discipline to engage with this music in a way that is calling for it to change.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we can't act like it's not there fully.
Right.
Like some of us, we ain't even looking for it, and it's like, oh, it's scrolling down our timeline. At that point, when you see that, either keep scrolling, or if you're going to engage with that post, if you're going to leave a comment that's meant to be life-giving. By the way, boycotting murder music is something that's meant to replace this murder music with more life-giving music.
That was the next question I had.
Absolutely, man. Like, we love music. Like, who don't want to listen to music? I ain't trying to. They had a movie the other day that I started watching, and I promise you, since the first 30 minutes of the movie, they didn't say not one word. And I was trying, bro, but I just couldn't do it. I was like, I need some sound in my life. You heard me? Like, is my remote control broke? Like, what's up? That's just how the movie was. Nah, man, we love sound. We love music. So let's replace this murder music with more life-giving music. You feel me? And that being said, you're going to notice that, I feel different. It's something to where I'm not living with this sense of this duality that is a contradiction. I'm not living with this sense of cognitive dissonance to where I'm bumping murder music on my way to a corporate job where I'm in the office with a suit and a tie, dressed up every day, super polite, but I just finished bumping murder music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, man. Replace that with something that's more reflective of the lifestyle that you want to live or that you want to see more prevalent in the world. So that's my challenge to the whole hip-hop industry.
Do you feel like hip-hop can be fruitful at this point?
Man. Me and so many other artists have already proven that hip-hop is fruitful and can be fruitful. Man, we see all it takes is an artist that understands their power and knows, like, man, I have the power as an artist to make anything seem cool. I could make boycotting murder music seem cool. You heard me? I could make glorifying murder music seem cool. Once I know that me as an artist, I got the power to do either one, that's where I just got to choose. And my challenge to all artists is make that choice, man. Why would you want to make murdering another human being seem cool when you know that you got the power to either do that or to hit people with a whole different vibe? I ain't got time to be going back and forth with people that really ain't trying to grow. They say the whole game negative, or negativity ain't winning no more. This that turn your whole life around music. I ain't sweating, I ain't backing down music. I'm gonna call it how it is. You getting pimped. You ain't a boss, that's clown music. Rappers living a facade. You ain't making no money, go get you a job. I don't love this game, love these streets, love these fans more than I love God. Like, when they could hear that with a fire beat underneath it, and they see how hype I am, and they like, man, this thing jamming. That right there, that song, that's from the You a Star song with featuring Lil Russell, right? Man, that mug is going viral as we speak. When I see that I have that power to make a message that is life-giving go viral, why would I not want to take that route as opposed to, I'm real, because if you fake it, it get you killed. Snitches know the deal. They get bust open if they squeal. And when it's time to ride, you know it's time to die. Haters had better hide or bullets about to fly. You know what I mean? Why would I say I want to push that and make that sound cool as opposed to that first type of message? I think a lot of artists just have to be mindful creators. And when I say mindful, the opposite of being a mindful creator is being a mindless creator. When you're mindless, it means I'm not in my right mind when I'm creating. So I'm drinking, I'm getting drunk, or I'm getting high, right? I'm out my normal mind right now to create. That being said, ain't no telling what I'm going to say. Ain't no telling what I'm going to come up with. But if you're a mindful creator, you got a brother, you got a partner, you got a mama, you got a mama, you got a papa, you heard me? You got a daddy. You got a daughter, a son. You get to the point to where you say, man, I don't want to create music that is like glorifying like the death of one of them or making it seem like it would be cool for me to go kill your son or your daughter or for you to come kill mine or da-da-da. So I'm just begging artists to engage in mindful creation moving forward, you know?
Dee-1 is here, man. Let's talk about some of your other collaborations. You spoke about Juvenile and Manny Fresh.
Yeah.
What we doing with that? What we doing?
Yeah, so the pictures that people saw me post on Instagram with me, Juvie, and Manny Fresh, man, that's Juvenile's song featuring me and Manny Fresh. You heard me? Juvie, man, I was like, Juvie, I've been waiting on you to tell me this for about the last 20 years. He was like, look, I got this song. He was like, I want you to throw a verse on it. He was like, but you got to bring that heat. You heard me? He was like, you got to bring that heat on this song. And I'm like, man, say less, my brother. Say less. Took me one day. He was like, look, you got about 3 or 4 days before I go out of town. I just need the verse before then. I said, I only need one. You heard it? Man, I had that mother done that same night, man.
Of course.
And yeah, put some fire on that track. He loved it. You know, he loved it. Manny Fresh loved it. And we just shot the music video in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Amazing music video, by the way, bro. I've been a part of a lot of different type of music videos. This was probably the biggest production that I've ever been a part of my whole music career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I spent the whole day with Juvie and Manny Fresh, and just to hear so many stories that, you know, that we all got to tell about how me and Manny Fresh were recollecting how we first met. We met in the AutoZone when I was a college student. He was getting some spark plugs for like one of his old school Chevys or something. And I was just walking through there trying to get my car to start. You heard me? My car just wasn't starting. You heard me? And I saw Manny Fresh and I had a mixtape in the car, went back to the car. The car wouldn't start, but the mixtape was definitely in that back seat. So I went and got the mixtape, came in, gave it to Fresh. I had my cell phone number written right here, gave it to him. And I was just like, call me, bro. You know, and I was legit thinking he was about to call me after he listened to it, right? 4 years passed. 4 years passed, I ain't heard from him. But, and Manny Fresh will tell you, he said he was observing at that point, right? And when he saw me one day, like, dang, Dee-1 doing these shows in New Orleans, Dee-1 doing this. But he said he turned on the TV and saw one of my music videos on MTV Jams. And that's when he was like, oh, man, this dude didn't wait on me. Right. This dude kept going. You feel me? Like, this dude wasn't waiting around like he need my stamp in order to go to the next level. He got to the next level without my stamp. Then he hit me up immediately, you know. And we worked on a song together. It's actually a pretty classic song in the city of New Orleans. It's called The One That Got Away. And this song got massive radio play. A lot of people, like, this was like, we talking 15 years ago. This song, people still know it to this day. And that's the first song we worked on. And that led to like a domino effect of just doors opening for me, man. And Manny Fresh wasn't afraid to, to put his arm around me when nobody else was doing it.
Right.
You know. So last thing I say about the Juvenile and Manny Fresh collaboration, like, see, to some people's sense, I'm like a new artist that like in the last 2 or 3 years, they're like, man, I've been seeing Dee-1 everywhere. Man, bro, I've been doing this, bro. I collaborated with Juvenile and Manny Fresh on one of my songs back in 2012. Literally, we got a song called The Man in My City. It's on my mix. It's on streaming platforms right now. So some people will see that I'm collabing with them, and they're like, oh, congratulations, you made it. That means a lot. If that's what making it means, then I made it 15 years ago. You feel me? Yeah. And some people will see that and be like, you're changing, you're selling out, you're trying to fit in with the streets or with the world. I'm like, bro, this is not new. You feel me? This is the most recent collaboration, but I've been doing this.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do think that I have a very unique calling on me and have had a unique path inside of hip hop. And some people really appreciate it, brother. They appreciate it so much that they are like, man, Dee-1 is good in my book forever because I've seen his journey from middle school teacher to college professor to artist who has worked, you know, with so many different types of artists, from street artists to Christian artists to everything, to conscious artists to whatever. And there's a few people now who on social media, they are just hearing about me and then they be quick to just want to try to cast some type of judgment because maybe I don't fit into the box that they feel like I should be in, you know?
Right.
And it's like I probably never did, to tell you the truth.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Dee-1's here, man. Also, man, shout out to BG, man. My enemies.
Oh, that's
going crazy, man. Talk about, man, just the messaging of that, you know, my enemies, man. Can you dive into that real quick?
Yeah, bro. So big shout out to BG because when we did this collaboration, it's not like we had this long-term friendship where we've been knowing each other, you heard me? We met in person one time, right? Of course, I grew up in New Orleans listening to his music, listening to, you know, other people's music from down there. But our spirits connected in a genuine way to where it's like, man, the mutual respect is on like level 10, right? When it come to that. And my challenge when doing a song with anybody is I don't want it to seem like it's a stretch for me or a stretch for them to have done this song. Yeah. So the goal is to have it be something that's going to fit both of us. And guess what me and BG both can relate to? The fact that we got enemies. You know what I'm saying? He talks in his verse about the different type of enemies he's had since he was 15, holding the whole Cash Money Records record label on his back. You know what I'm saying? In New Orleans. Had people wanting to kill him. Had people hating on him in a real way as a young teenager. And me, I speak about 3 types of enemies in my verse. I talk about the haters that I see from a distance who want to see something bad happen to me or happen on my behalf. The people who are in my circle and got proximity to me and they disguise as friends, but they're really frenemies. And then the third type of enemy, man, which is the worst one, which is my own self, bro, battling my inner demons, you know? I speak about that, bro, and people hear this song, and that's a classic collaboration right there,
Absolutely. Bro. You know, we're going heavy on that.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Man, speak about that inner demons. Like, how does Dee-1, how do you fight those battles? Because I know it's intense because you so powerful for the kingdom. Yeah. Like, and you know, them forces, are, you know, they come aggressively. And I'm speaking for myself as well, like the chosen journey, like cutting through, and you know, you get it from places you don't even expect. Yeah. So I just wanted to get your take on that.
Yeah, brother. I would say the battles that I fight internally is something to where I'm making sure that I actively fight them, because what we could do is we could get to a point in life where we have figured out how to achieve success while not dealing with those internal battles, right? So all we do is put them off to the side and we hide from those and we just focus on the successful part of our lives, right? But I look at it like, nah, I want my life to be one big book to where it's like, hey, I want every page of this book to be a page that I'm proud of. So in doing that, actively fighting these internal battles that I go through, man, that stuff is causing me to have to deal with some uncomfortable truths about myself, that I'm not great in certain areas. You feel me? And then the goal is to not fight those battles alone, because if no one else knows about it, then it's something to where I could easily just like tell myself I'm making progress, But I'm just fooling myself because in real life, I'm just pacifying my own ego. And the fact is, I could not be making progress. So finding trusted people who are close to me, who I can open up to and let them know the areas in which I'm struggling and trying to do better, and having accountability partners. That's what I find, bro. Having accountability partners, right, in real life, but then having myself in the word to where I can always find a solution to the problems I'm dealing with in God's word. That's my challenge. Because if I just try to find a solution to what I'm dealing with in the world, it's going to be a temporary fix. The world will definitely give you a temporary fix, but that word is going to give you an eternal, permanent, and resounding fix to where it's like, dang, I'm transformed now. So I go to the word looking for the solution, and I go to accountability partners in the form of people looking for companionship and looking for community to be able to actually keep me on the right path.
Tilted, man. I love it, man. Yeah. Dee-1, 2025. Yeah. What we doing?
Oh, yeah. What we doing is we dropping this new album. You heard me?
Yeah.
We dropping this new album June 30th.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We on deck.
Oh, yeah. We on deck. You heard me? Literally. June 30th. It's called Hypocritical Hop. You heard me? Because that's our only op. When I look at Young Jeezy or who else on that wall? Who that is? That's CeeLo? JD.
Dupree, Outkast.
Yeah, Outkast, whoever it is. The cameraman, you, whoever. You heard me? Your mama, your daddy, your little cousin. That's not the op. You feel me? When it comes to hip hop, Drake ain't the op. Kendrick Lamar is not the op. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hypocritical hop is our only op. Hypocritical hop is something that we've created that mirrors hip hop, right? Because it still has the beats, it still has the rhymes, but hypocritical hop has also brought this stuff in like murder music, music that's glorifying selling dope, glorifying being on drugs, glorifying disrespecting women. Got women out here just prostituting their bodies and putting it on wax, right? And making it seem like that is cool or that is admirable. No. That ain't even hip hop. That's hypocritical hop. And that whole mindset, that's our only op in this industry, bro. It's not a person, bro. I done had people threaten me. I done had people say that they hate me, they don't like me, try to slander my character, try to talk about my skill set, try to just minimize who I am to the fullest. And I still love them. All those people, I still love them. I promise you I do, from a genuine place. Because they're not the op. You not the op. Flesh and blood ain't the op. That's Ephesians 6:12. Hypocritical hop is our only op. Hypocritical hop is this mindset to where we think that we are engaging in real hip-hop practices, but that stuff was never meant to be hip-hop in the first place. That's just extreme capitalism. That's the devil coming in and infiltrating this creativity and making it to where, dang, now this negative, toxic creativity sound cool, and now the fans have developed a taste for this delicious, nasty poison, and then we listen to it and we say, man, we want more and more of that, to the point where anybody trying to oppose it is now seen as an enemy or an op or a hater or something like that. All that I just described, that's called hypocritical hop, and that's the name of my new album because it talks about all of that in one. You feel me?
Wow. My brother Dee-1. Yeah. Well spoken, man.
Thank
Always
you, bro.
a pleasure when you pull up, you know.
Thank you, bro.
And you had these inspirational conversations and informative conversations. So I thank you, man. And
yes,
I'm gonna continue to be your teammate, your brother, and your advocate.
Yep.
And you see it, man. We here, of course. Dee-1, TrendsetterSense. Shout out my man Nardo. You see what it is?
Nardo.
It's Chosen Journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was fire.
That was gangster.